Hey everybody. Well, while staying work on the other things, and I'm still working on them, still giving the old bugsy touch. So, I wanted to talk about why I like Homestuck. Okay, for some of you that are like Bugsy, don't talk about how much you love Homestuck. We don't care. Okay, first of all, if you say you don't care, yet you clicked on this video, what the fuck are you doing here? Like legit, like what the fuck are you doing here? You saw the title, yes, you saw the title, you clicked the video. What do you think? What do you think you're about to hear? But also, I wanted to before I get into that, I want to just say one thing. Like I know I say this all the time, but not all fandoms are bad. And the people who are in these fandoms, they're not all bad. They're just people who want to just enjoy something with other like-minded people. That's what a fandom is. Sure, we're always gonna have bad apples in a fandom, the Five Nights at Freddy's fandom. Well, actually, there's not really that much. There's not really a whole bunch of bad dudes in that fandom. Just people don't like it because people feel like they're shoving Five Nights at Freddy's down your throat. And to me, I'm like, no, because you have to actually look and seek it out. Yeah, it's probably in Hot Topic. It's probably in a whole bunch of other stores, but you are a human with your free will, and you can look away. You can turn away from something, but don't get mad at the fandom for being excited that there's a new Five Nights at Freddy's, a new Five Nights at Freddy's game. I mean, I'm sorry you feel like that, but not everybody is like you. Not everybody's gonna be like, oh, I hate this fandom, and anybody who enjoys it sucks. Well, I'm just saying, if you have that much displeasure from people enjoying a fandom, something is wrong. Enjoying something in a franchise, something is wrong with you. Okay, like legit, something is wrong with you. You just can't leave people alone to have fun. Again, I always seem like it's always like the person who just doesn't understand, but kind of wants to understand. But in that same kind of vein, he thinks that if he joins the fandom, he's just gonna run into a bunch of. He's gonna probably either A, don't want to be a part of the fandom that is horrible and cringy, as some people say, or just don't want to try it out because there's a lot of people in the fandom that it's so toxic they think they're not gonna like it. Now, to me, if you don't like the franchise or the fandom, just don't be a part of it. Like I'm a hyperdimension Neptunia fan, and I make no fucking illusions that I'm not. Okay, but I do hate the fact that Christian is kind of in the fandom because again, I have this like lingering fear of like Armageddon Goddess becomes like a big thing. Like I mean, like a big thing with the Neptunia fans with everything I'm doing with everything I'm writing right now. I just feel like if it ever became a big thing, like let's just say hypothetically it does. What if Christian likes it, gets excited, and tries to self-impose his characters into little, my little, uh, my little alternate side, my alternate universe of of the hybridization Neptunia events. Like, what if that happens? Like, I have that fear, man. I know it's not gonna happen. I know it probably won't, but I have that fear, man. Like, because some people don't want to be that associated with Chris, and I feel that. Like, and I'm like making my own thing, and let's say if it gets like let's say it blows up, like let's say if it actually blows up, like for the sake of hypothetical, because I don't think it's gonna blow up. A lot of people are not gonna like my series. I know one dude that's making his own little Neptunia series too, but I'm not gonna. I'm gonna say who he is, but he's he's doing his own thing, and I'm doing mine, and I'm just me myself, the way I got things going. I worry about that because legit. Like, I don't like, you know, I wouldn't say Christian's like a favorite person of mine. I mean, but I just wouldn't want him to get involved in my show. A lot of people keep saying, Bugsy, make freaking a naughty deaf Chris so you could have so you can have the guys just like beat the shit out of him. And I'm like, no, I'm not gonna do that because that draws too much attention to me. That draws too much attention to this, and then people are gonna be like, Chris, you know you're in here. I'm gonna just be like, oh God, please, no. But we can't help the people that are in that fandom. We can't help the people that are in like the fandoms that we're in. But not every fandom is bad. I've talked to plenty well-adjusted Homestuck fans. I've talked to plenty well-adjusted Sonic fans. I've talked to plenty well-adjusted freaking Undertale fans. Not everybody in that fandom is bad. Just because you heard a few stories, it doesn't mean the people that did that shit are still around. I mean, there are people in the Steven Universe fandom that are actually pretty nice, and they disassociate themselves with the one person, with the people who made that one artist almost, commit not life. She almost committed not life. I gotta say not alive because, on YouTube, can't really say the other word. So, basically, there are going to be bad people in fandoms. There are going to be toxic people in fandoms, but they're not. But fandoms themselves are not inherently toxic. You hear some. Okay, and I'm getting it. And the dogs are barking. Sorry about that. It wouldn't be a Bugsy video without dogs barking. I swear, that'd be my fucking trademark. Anyways, like I said, all I gotta say is this. Is that, the way I see it is this. I get mad whenever someone says, oh, this fandom's cringy, when I know they're like, lately with all the fandoms that people say are toxic, there are like a whole bunch of people making that fandom greater by keeping the franchise or whatever they have alive. While the rest of you motherfuckers who just go, oh, this fandom's toxic. I don't want to look for myself because because I heard those stories and I don't want to at least try it for myself. And that, to me, even though I don't agree with it, you can have that opinion. But personally, I'm known as, I call myself the fan bread basher and the fan knight, which means, yeah, I'll bash any motherfucker who bitches about the fandom and don't have actual proof, but I will always encourage a fandom to keep being creative. Because unlike the lot of you that say every fandom is toxic, I've seen the good side. I've seen that good side more often than I've seen the bad side. The bad side, you actually have to look for it. But hey, whatever. You can think I'm cringy or whatever. You can think I'm lying or whatever. But I know the truth. While the rest of you want to pretend like it doesn't exist. But that's all I have to say. That's like a preface of what I'm about to talk about. You know how I like Hide Swap and Pester Quest so far? Because for the people who don't want to read a bunch of Homestuck, it gets you started. So that way because with Hide Swap, you get to learn a little bit of Alternia, a little bit of a little bit of the Hemo spectrum, and a little bit of what blood color trolls are, and what class they serve, and and who's actually pulling the strings. Pester Quest, from what I've seen, is trying to basically get you reacquainted with the main characters of Homestuck. so you get to know them a little bit better, and you can get ready to actually read their story. Whether you read the epilogue or not, that is completely up to you. Don't, like, peeps. I say if you want a continuation of what post story stuff, go right ahead. But know that you're going to enter a minefield, especially if you love these characters so much. You've been reading them for years, and then the epilogue comes, and you're like, it just hits you. It hits you with everything at once, and you're like, oh god. See, but that's my experience though reading the epilogue. I mean, with you, it's probably with other people, it's probably like a different experience to them all onto themselves. And I know it can be a long read, but you should try. You should at least try to experience that, or at least try to experience Homestuck, because yeah, I know it's long, but I'm telling you, I'm fucking telling you. Even if you think it gets slow, it gets so much better. And I know people say like, "Oh, when you say that, it's like you're being dismissive or blah blah blah." I'm saying no. You should try and read it because it really does get better, and I bet you'll like it. Because I'm a person that don't like fucking. I ain't a person that would just lie just to get you to read something that I know you're not gonna read. Trust me, Homestuck ain't that bad once you get into it. And there's an easy way to get into Homestuck if you don't want to read too much. But it only helps you out so much. If I remember correctly, it only goes up to act. It only goes up to like what, act 4 or 5, if I remember correctly. Voxes. Go check out Voxes. So like, if you don't want to read Homestuck, the videos kind of summarize everything for you, and it takes the previous events of Holmes. It takes the events that matter and actually kind of do. They actually kind of do kind of a voiced version of Homestuck. It's pretty good. And in my head canon, when it comes to head canon voices, some of those people that are in the Homestuck dub are the ones that I hear whenever I read some of their dialogue. But I say Homestuck is fun because you learn about these characters who basically haven't, they only talk to each other online, and then they start meeting each other, and then more shit unfolds that I can't really explain. But I swear to you, it's not as convoluted as everybody makes it out to be. You just have to pay attention. You have to pay attention to it. It's not that bad. Anybody can get into it. And all the references and all the weird things, I swear to God, it heightens everything. And Hussey, Mr. Andrew Hussey, even though while reading the epilogue, I shake my fist at him and scream, Hussey! I I still I still respect the man for making a webcomic, which is now like this big fucking thing that's branching out into games, and I'm hoping an anime or some sort of animated thing. Like, you guys don't understand like how deep Homestuck runs. Like, it's more, like, to me, it's gonna become more than just a webcomic. It's just gonna be its own little thing, and I like that. And the fact that since the epilogue basically says, yeah, everybody's fanfic is canon and in its own little universe. Yeah, I am not fucking kidding. That's what it implies. So the Homestuck stuff I've been doing on my channel, yeah, in its own way, it's canon. Maybe not to the main stuff, but still, everybody's fanfic is basically canon. So that means everything from the MSPA fan adventures are canon too, in their own little way. I like that. Oh no, I don't know. It's like it shouldn't really go. You shouldn't really be like, oh my god, everything is canon. But then if you're like me and you write some Homestuck related stuff, you're like, oh my, I can't believe my ears. It's so like Homestuck to me will always be like this awesome thing that my friend Shin and I basically took like a summer to read. I mean, it's that long, but I swear to you, it is worth it. It is worth every fucking page. And for the longest time, I was like, "Where's the epilogue, Hussy? Where's the epilogue? Okay, you got Homestuck. Where's the epilogue?" And then when it finally came out, um, it wasn't really what I was expecting. I like seriously, it really wasn't what I was expecting, and it had good moments, but it had moments that made me go, "What the fuck, Hussy? What are you? What? What the? Why? Why are you doing?" Okay, I didn't really need to know that detail. That's just there. What the Jane? Oh, fucking it? What? And then when we get to the meat or candy timeline, when we get to the candy timeline, I'm full. It's full of that shit for me. But when I see the meat timeline, which is more, well, when you get to it, you'll understand what I mean. But you could say it's one of the more. It's kind of a timeline that makes a little bit more sense. But and I know Homestuck can get really confusing with the timelines, but if you're like me and you actually read a lot of time travel stories, it makes sense if you actually, you just think of timeline, just time travel in general is like a line that can be changed or altered at any point. Oh, the game over timeline is what I call a doom timeline, where everything goes fucking bad, everybody dies, all this other stuff. That's what a doom timeline is. Um, but other than that, I want you to read Homestuck for yourselves, and if you can't, I got boxes for you guys so you guys can actually understand a little bit of Homestuck, and maybe you'd want to, maybe if boxes tickles your fancy, maybe you want to read it. Tickles your fancy. Who says that anymore? God damn, I feel old. I'm not even that old. But like I said, just try it out, read it, watch it, see if you like it. Don't let the fact that a bunch of fucking people that were cosplaying as trolls with throwing buckets at a card cat cosplayer, because I know that's the incident that everybody picks up because they think that all Homestuck fans are just weird like that. But don't blame Homestuck the you know don't blame the franchise Homestuck itself for what a bunch of fans did. Because I've seen fans do a bunch of cool ass shit. I remember back in the day when there was a whole bunch of ass blogs about Gamzee, which are other troll, like a whole bunch of other characters had a bunch of ass blogs with their own little stories and all that stuff. And you had, we had, there are like there's a lot of Homestuck fan games on the ether. Like if you really wanted to figure out if you when you read it and you want to know more and you know a little bit about Spurb, but you want to play like an actual version of what Spurb is kind of what it's gonna be. There's one thing in like the early stages called Genesis, which is like you and your friends play a game of Spurb without ending the world. Or you get to play this game called The Overseer, which is mostly like it's like a browser based kind of almost text adventure. It's cool, but I'd suggest you having more players because when it's just you, there are certain things you're gonna need, and you're gonna be stuck if you don't have them. Some more, some more friends. if you want to know if you want to know what true what aspect you truly are, even though I think you want to know what aspect you truly are. They got this zodiac quiz that actually explains what kind of class you, what kind of aspect you belong to. Now, I made Bugsy Prime into a time aspect player because some of the quizzes I took were time at was like my aspect was time. I took the zodiac quiz and it says my aspect is light, which I kind of don't agree with, but it is what it is. It's again just stuff like that. Or if you want to set up a bunch of characters in a simulated game of Spurb, there's the Spurb simulator where you get to you set up these characters. They can be trolls, they can be humans, and shit can happen. Shit can pop off. Hive Swap proper is not done yet. There's another act coming. And I'm gonna make sure that I'm gonna get the other act because it's gonna be cool. I swear to you guys, it's gonna be freaking Homestuck. Hive Swap is becoming kind of. I mean, Hive Swap itself, like Act One, has me hooked, and I'm just waiting for Act Two, and then I played Friend Sim. It's kind of to get you what's gonna probably show you the characters that you may see in Hive Swap. But then again, I don't know. It depends. I don't know what's gonna happen with all those characters, but I hope you see them. I hope you get to see them on Hive Swap proper with everything that happens. And then we got Pester Quest. Pester Quest kind of follows after Hive Swap Friend Sim, where it's the MSPA reader, a character that you see kind of in various panels and stuff. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Um, I think I covered mostly all the other stuff. Also, they actually have a bunch of Homestuck books. I mean, I don't get getting physical books of something that's only supposed to be on the internet and has like freaking internet, like has little animated flashes and stuff. So how do you translate that to a book? I don't know, but you could do that. You could read those if you just want to read those books. They sell them at Barnes and Noble, from what I know. And really, guys, you can't fight the Homestuck, though it's weird and random. It's the greatest fandom. Again, I've seen I've seen a lot of talented people work on Homestuck and do other things like Undertale. I've seen people who do fan things like Vast Error, which is like a Homestuck fan thing, and Adventures fan the MSPA F fan adventures, FA fan adventures, which are just a bunch of people making their own Homestuck related stories. I'm telling you guys, you may think Homestuck is just long, boring, and tedious, but I'm telling you, it's a lot more than what you think it is. Like, put your preconceived notions to the side and for just for a day or so, look at some of the stuff I'm gonna send. Look at the stuff I'm putting in the description and look at it. See if you like it. Give me, send me a comment saying, hey, I might actually pick this up, or no, Bugsy. I mean, or be like, no, Bugsy. I'm not like really into it, but thanks. But I'm not really into it, but I can see why other people are. I can see why you are. All I'm saying is just give it a chance, folks. That's all I'm saying. Bugsy, Bugsy, respectfully, out. Oh, also, ups, Bugsy, abscond.